Alright, here we go. The Royal Rumble winners. A 39-year-old Zoomer and... are we even sure that is Charlotte Flair? This could be the new Ultimate Warrior mystery. The new Paul McCartney mystery. Did the real Charlotte Flair die and get replaced by this new individual? It is tough to say. All I know is there's some real uncanny valley vibes going on right now. Wow. Any wonder the marriage with Andrade went kaput. He was probably getting scared of what new surgical development he'd wake up to every morning. So Jey Uso is doing his little yeet thing with the sheep in the audience. It goes on forever. Gunther eventually comes out. They're face to face. The epitome of boring versus the epitome of mid. I'll let you decide which one's which. We just saw this match. Saturday night's main event. Gunther won. It wasn't that good. It's not WrestleMania worthy at all. And yet, here we are. So Gunther rightly points out wrestling Jey Uso again does nothing for him. Fair enough. He'd rather wrestle an actual main eventer like John Cena, Roman Reigns, or CM Punk. Again, fair enough. Kayfabe or not, nothing but logic there. Jey Uso is a trash promo. He says a bunch of nothing, with some pauses so fans can yell yeet. You see, Oos, I wear my sunglasses on the wrong side of my head, Oos. Yeet! And damn, Oos, my barber forgot to trim down the back of my head, and now I got an ugly-ass Zoomer mullet, Oos. Yeet! I can't put a good singles match together, Oos. Yeet! I got random-ass palm trees tattooed on me, Oos. Yeet! I'm too tired to try and do an actual impression of him. I've had a very long week. My point is, it's just absolute rubbish. Gunther vowing to make life hell for Jey Uso if he picks him made Gunther a babyface in my eyes. His desperate need to not wrestle this mid-card meme of a cringe lord is very sympathetic. The guy just wants an actual challenger. Who can fault him for that? So later on, the creature pretending to be Charlotte Flair came out, trying to be a babyface despite her stiff, standoffish style. Look, career-threatening injuries are no laughing matter, and good for Charlotte's clone for making a big comeback from it. But that does not make the character likable, and clearly the audience agreed with me. They were booing everything she said. All she does is hover around the title picture with a horde of pointless title wins to get her closer to her dad's record with men's world titles. Actual world titles people might actually care about. Rhea Ripley came out and she immediately destroyed her own tough chick aura by begging Charlotte to pick her. Please pick me, Charlotte. I'm gonna beat some respect into you. She can pick whoever she wants, you self-entitled brat. Who's the babyface here? The audience booed the Charlotte clone to oblivion, and she looked a bit rattled by it. The good news, though, is she had the brains to play into it and heal it up a bit. That's something. Being able to change it up on the fly and move with the audience reaction is an important skill to have, but this whole segment was still very awkward to watch. And worse still, it was quite boring and psychologically flawed. A whole lot of nothing. So right now, Rerun Mania, Ripley's either wrestling Charlotte Flair again, or likely feuding with Liv Morgan. Again! With that Iyo Sky angle they did this week. Those two had a match, Morgan won, so she gets to go to the Elimination Chamber. Because we have to have women's chamber matches now, too. The chamber was a bloodbath of steel, of main event beasts when I was a kid, and now it's a playpen full of safety mats, with women's versions that no one really asked for, regardless of what Triple Nose and Stephanie McDeath to Men have to say about it. And for whatever simple white knight hero wants to say I'm an incel for calling it how it is, please refer to the first few minutes of my Royal Rumble video. Thank you. Penta beat Ludwig Jobber. And of course he did, because the moment you see Ludwig Jobber's name on the card, you know who he's wrestling is winning. Penta completely flopped at the Royal Rumble match when he eliminated himself by accident early on, and everyone just pretended he hadn't. Here, he got demolished by Jobber on the ring apron, but made a babyface comeback and eventually won with the Penta driver after doing the silly arm snap thing. Here's the thing, Penta's arm snap, Pete Dunne's finger break spot. In reality, if someone injures an appendage to that level, the match is over, and that person is out for a while. It's completely absurd. What? Are we just supposed to believe every wrestler here has a Wolverine healing factor? Ridiculous. Penta's weakest match since joining WWE. Speaking of Dunne, he came out after the match and then Ludwig Jobber jumped Penta, so I guess Penta's thing is going to be feuding with Jobbers he already beat, moving forwards. The heel New Day finally won a match, thanks to famed, balding influencer Logan Paul coming out to help them. Paul is set to beat Rey Mysterio again next week, he's done that before. What a charming way to treat a 36-year legend of the business. And that's 36 years having wrestled. I know that goes without saying, but I guarantee there will be some idiot who will comment, if this video has enough views for comments, who will say, "Oh, he's not 36, he's 50. Because that's what these retards do. I remember last year I gave an attempt at humour. It was a sarcastic video about Kofi Kingston's appalling WWE title run, completely making fun of it. It was all done ironically. And there are at least two spastics who commented stuff like, "Absolutely not, his title run wasn't good." It's like, yes, that was the point. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, let's get back on track. Dragon Lee, he does some exciting stuff. He rarely gets to showcase it on the big shows for some reason, but he was easily the best part of this bout, where the babyfaces were made to look like idiots repeatedly. Rey Mysterio shoving Logan Paul over was quite funny, but overall, this was a middling bout that did little to help anyone involved, and served more as an ad for next week's Logan Paul match than anything else. Michael Cole revealed Roman Reigns will be out for the foreseeable future, because of course he will be. This is the new Reigns style. Get taken out. Be gone for ages. Come back for revenge. Get taken out. Rinse and repeat. CM Punk once again came across as a petty, insufferable jerk during a promo. He said he was just glad neither Roman Reigns nor Seth Rollins won the Rumble. Rollins is his nemesis at the moment, so that was fair enough. But why Reigns? Did we not just watch him help the bloodline out a few months ago? Sure, they weren't depicted as pals during that, but they still worked together very successfully in storyline. This hatred seems a bit extreme. Zest Rollins came out looking like Pride Month Undertaker for a segment with Sami Zayn. The two talked about their friendship yet again, and Beta Boy Zayn needed some motivation from his backdoor shenanigans loving pal, because his whole character is being a sensitive, soft, boring man with a whole lot of feelings we all have to hear about for some reason. Rollins came across as an absolute clown here, from looking like what would happen if John Waters booked a wrestler to his general arrogance on the mic. Nothing here was good, and it's almost impressive he didn't start getting booed. As poor as this show was, with a mere 4 matches on the card, I will say, this main event between CM Punk and Sami Zayn was very solid. Plenty of good action, but also consistent selling from both men. Both guys were over, and the bout was full of tense near falls and neat counters. One near fall was a little too near though, as Zayn escaped a GTS with a small package, and Punk seemingly just barely got the kick out done in time. CM Punk hit a GTS for the win, and then looked at the WrestleMania sign as the Wyatt Six prepared to attack. Oh, no, sorry, no. My mistake. Netflix was just glitching. Well, alright then. Sloppy shop, but whatever. Best part of the show happened right after the bout. A disfigured, hobbled Kevin Owens came out and destroyed Sami Zayn with a package pile driver to kick off their 864th feud together. For some reason, Zayn being pushed into CM Punk meant Punk was knocked out cold on the outside. I know he's made of glass and can't fight properly, but I at least thought WWE were going to try and disguise those rather unfortunate facts about him. Absolutely hilarious, and hopefully this means Sami Lane and his Nancy boy feelings can take a few weeks off. Owens, in fairness, really did come off as a nutcase here, and this whole delusional heel act, while it's all been done before with him, is way more compelling than anything he's done in years. Now, serious question. Netflix are known to be cutthroat. They often axe shows immediately if the ratings aren't up to scratch. WWE cost them a fortune to get. And the ratings have dropped already by the millions on account of Triple Nose being the dullest booker of all time. Too busy pretending to be surprised at his own induction into the Hall of Fame he clearly orchestrated himself to bother booking properly. How long do we think it takes for action to be taken? Not WWE being kicked off Netflix, that would be silly. I mean, how long before we get a new booker? Preferably one who appreciates larger-than-life characters and doesn't try and make himself the center of attention all the time with pathetic, finger-pointing photos and kayfabe-destroying post-show conferences. Seriously, how long? Prompting millions of people to not bother coming back to watch after only a week or two is absolutely disgraceful. Who does the lame think he is? Tony Khan?